What's up, guys? It's me, Daniel, with VintageMTG.com, and today's video is going to be about actually a conversation I just had with a gentleman from Cincinnati, Ohio. They do have an NFL football team, Cincinnati Bengals. They were pretty good last few years, but lately they have not been doing very good. But the guy's name is Jason, really nice guy. He is a wealth management advisor. I don't know if that's correct. Well, he's in the wealth management, essentially. His company basically handles a lot of money, and they basically try to make more money for their clients. So I think it's very intriguing because this conversation was started with an email from Jason, interested in unlimited Black Lotus and what condition of certain cards. And I just decided to pick up the damn phone and just call him, because I think that's where the best conversations happen, is where you actually pick up the phone and talk to the person and not email them and just make a lot of assumptions. So Jason and I just got off the phone, and it was a great, I don't know how long it was, but at least 30 minutes plus. And we just talked about what he's looking to do. And so this Ask Daniel question basically was, you know, I want to do something with my children and pass down something for my family. And specifically, he has a 9-year-old son, which is ironic because I have a 9-year-old son also. And they're learning to play Magic together, and his son's learning to read, to get better at reading. He's a math guy. And it's funny, the parallel is crazy. It's exactly like my son. My son loves to play Magic, loves mathematics, but doesn't really like to pick up a book and read, but he enjoys reading Magic cards. So all these things came to mind. He's thinking, you know, Daniel, what is something I can invest in that I don't really want to have, like, break my bank and have like these 9.5 and BGS 10 pristine cards and PSA 10 cards and crazy, even PSA 9s or BGS 9s. I just want something where I could share with my son, but have something that I could pass on and kind of be nostalgic. It really was really cool, because I started thinking about why we all collect old school Magic, why we invest in Magic, and why we even play the damn game. And the fact is, this is a perfect example of where nostalgia becomes really personal and kind of that journey of life. I want you guys to stop and think about this. In life, it would be really easy, right, to just buy an alpha set or whatever set, drop it all down, all the money down, buy it. But the journey of achieving a goal, and especially with your son or your family, is really special. And this particular conversation hit home to me because I just remember all the fun times that I'm currently still having with my son playing old school Magic, teaching him how to play the game, finding out new things, new plays, figuring out different cards. I explained to him, for example, there's a card called Glasses of Urza. It's an artifact by Doug Schuler, and it says 1 mana, and it says tap to see opponent's land or hand. And I was thinking to myself, why, my son Scott and I were thinking, why don't we just put this in a deck? It would be really cool to know what the person's drawing every single turn. And those kind of quirky cards, right, kind of get you going. Like, those are the conversations you have with your son or maybe your daughter. And it's kind of like those memories you have in your head forever that really just make the game fun. The weird, insane plays that you somehow came back from one life and won the game. I remember my son playing Mirror Universe on my ass and ended up winning a game, and I was thinking, man, that's just incredible. Like, I thought I was going to win this game. He plays Mirror Universe. What a quirky card, right? These memories are something we really take back for the rest of our lives. So I talked to Jason about this, and I was thinking, why not collect alpha? If your budget range is 50 to 75K of played and maybe some near mint quality cards that you can enjoy and play with your son, why not buy the original set? Because ultimately, and I've been preaching this on this channel forever, but alpha is going to be the set that people will always go back to. it is the beginning. Now, I'm not saying beta is not the set also, because it technically is just like alpha with some more cards, and the corners are like new cards. But I think alpha is like that, you know, that moment in time where it just was the innocence of the whole thing. It's the innocence of the beginning, the genesis of Magic. And if you think about the historical factor of investment, I truly feel that alpha is going to be that type of set that will just run to new levels of highs of investment, and it will always hit home in people's hearts. So I think what's really interesting too about this experience and this opportunity that Jason he's thinking about this when we got off the phone. It could really be something that you could pass to your family. And I told him, hey, you know, what if this was the set that you and your son put together, and then him and his son or his daughter puts together and talks about it, plays with the same cards. You know, it's the great-grandfather, you know, hey, this is what started a generations of connection, you know, kind of love for something. You don't really get that in life anymore. A lot of people play games and they're online, they're playing with the little damn iPads. They're not ingrained with nostalgia and collecting. And I explained to Jason also, something I really enjoy with collecting is putting the cards into those pocket sleeves or putting them in top loaders, going through them once in a while, and just organizing them, looking at those checklists and seeing those missing holes that you're missing for the cards, and the journey of searching them. You know, with your son, imagine you can go with your son and find that card you're missing, whatever. Or you can look at what is to come, what that card does. How can I put that in my other decks? It's just so cool, you know? And so I really love this conversation because it reminded me a lot about my childhood. You know, I started collecting back in 1999, actually not 99, but 1989, sorry, when Ken Griffey Jr., the baseball player, started playing. And I remember my uncle, Vic, gave me a pack of 1989 Don Russ. And I would open it, and I would always want that Griffey rookie. I never got it, but finally I got it one day. And I just remember the thrill of opening the packs and wanting to collect and put them nicely in my little corner. My mom would threaten to throw them away, and if I didn't like do my chores and whatever. But I just remember all those memories. And while I didn't have a dad, I remember trading with my friends in the neighborhood and collecting and keeping them safe and going back to them, you know, almost every single day, looking at, you know, just the details of the condition. And I just love the pictures of the cards. And I remember also playing Magic with my cousins and also buying Ice Age and Revised and just different sets from back in the day of Magic, and, you know, playing some of the games, but also loving the pictures of the cards and collecting them. And just thinking to myself, you know, how cool the conversations were about collecting. It's not just like you're just buying something to make money at that. It's just pure innocence, right? It's the moment of time where you just didn't really know what you had, and you just really appreciated the art of collecting, the whole embracing the community of collecting. And so that's kind of why what I shared with Jason was, you know, this is an opportunity to kind of, it's a multi-purpose. I mean, obviously when you're collecting higher end Magic the Gathering cards, in this case Alpha, or even Unlimited, whatever. I mean, you're talking about a lot of money, 5 figures plus of money. And it's something that I recommended for him to do is to start slow, get your son interested in, you know, reading the cards, trying some old school Magic, excited to see what other cards and things he's looking for next. It's just the history of the game. And I really like that. I really like what Magic brings, is it brings that father-son or son and daughter, whatever way you want to go about it, it just brings everybody together. So this Ask Daniel video is very interesting because typically I don't, you know, when a customer says, hey, you know what, I want to buy this type of card, type of thing, I kind of wanted to give him my honest advice of, hey, if your budget can raise a little bit, and it sounds like he could probably achieve that in terms of his budget, why not go for the very beginning of Magic? Even if it's not even gem mint, whatever, just something ungraded, it doesn't really matter. Something that you really treasure for the rest of your life with your family. You know, a lot of times people don't really look at that collecting as long term. People don't look at it like, I can do that with my family and my friends and pass that down. They don't look at the legacy of something, the history and the historical significance of something. It's something to think about, like this moment in time that we are in. I mean, as joking, as funny as it is, we do all these funny videos, and you got Rudy from GP Vegas doing crazy stuff, the professor going crazy stuff, talking about crazy stuff. We're all just a part of time in this community. We're all just a part of something that really is just much bigger than all of us. And we gotta sit down and appreciate those moments. And I look back, you know, like at all the memories I've had. I mean, all the deals that I've made. The best memories are truly just the times where we could sit down and just play some Magic, or open some packs. You know, also the exciting times of seeing the kids beginning their Magic journey, opening packs. In GP Vegas, I'll have some videos where there was this really cute kid. I think he was 9 also. His father bought a pack of Tempest, but we ended up giving him a bunch of other packs to open. He really enjoyed it. He loved it, you know, and I hope that he could take those packs and make some decks out of them. And then there were these really nice girls from Las Vegas. There's a family of 5 or something, and we gave them some other packs to open. And we, you know, I think we were talking about the color of the cards. So while they couldn't read every single card, we just named the color of what the card was. So if it was a red card, we just said red. And we just started helping them read through the cards and talk about what color they are. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning for them in many ways, but it gets them engaged. It's something really fun and different. So I think that's what's cool about Magic, is that you don't really see that very often. It's not, you know, I know you guys see like all the high-end cards and fancy artwork and whatever, but beyond all that, there's a human side that is really there for me and for everybody. I mean, I really appreciate you guys who've supported me, and guys like Jason who really just come out and reach out and say, hey, you know, I really like you guys' videos. I like Rudy's videos. We really appreciate what you know, just kind of the enthusiasm and your passion for Magic. And to share that with someone so far away now so quickly on the internet is really, really exciting. And so I hope this video kind of hits home on some of you guys, where if you guys remember the first time when you started collecting or playing Magic or anything in life, and you really just felt that warm and fuzzies inside, you know, not to be, you know, like that's what she said, but warm and fuzzy in your stomach, like you were, you know, about to open that pack and you got that cool card, or you remember that artwork, or remember the first time you won that first game, or you remember that first time you signed up for your first Friday Night Magic, whatever, and you just remember the excitement of drawing cards just to try to win, you know, try to have some fun, try to battle with your friends. That's really what Magic's all about, you know. And Jason, thank you so much for the opportunity to maybe do some business, but really, honestly, if you don't buy alpha cards, or you buy unlimited cards, you don't buy any cards, it doesn't matter, man. It's just cool that I get the opportunity to discuss you sharing like your connection with your son. I think that's really, really cool. I think it's really cool because whenever I get a chance, I like to say, hey, my son Scott, hey Scott, let's go play some Magic. It doesn't matter if we're like butt-ass tired, middle of the night. We just still want to play some Magic. And I think Richard Garfield's birthday was the other day or something. So happy birthday, Richard Garfield, the creator of Magic the Gathering. If you didn't create the game, we wouldn't have something so cool to talk about all the time. And thanks again, Jason. Thanks again for everybody watching, really. There's going to be some crazy more videos coming out this next few weeks. I'm moving. Stuff's all packed up, but this is a lot more personal of a video. I really appreciate everyone here. Talk later, man.